Welcome back, my friend. Tonight, London wakes beneath smoke and ash. Thousands are without shelter. Familiar streets have vanished, and the fire still breathes through the ruins. Yet as the flames finally weaken, the city begins to count what remains and quietly imagine the safer, stronger London that may rise next. Settle in, breathe slowly, and let history carry you towards sleep. Subscribe to Deep Sleep Storytelling for more peaceful journeys through history, science, and the mysteries of the sea.
Days without shelter. Rest a little deeper now, my friend. Let your breathing slow and steady. The fire still burns, but you are safe here. Tonight we remain with London as the city wakes into days without shelter, days that stretch on without clear edges. Morning arrives, but it does not feel like morning. There is no clean light, no clear sky. Only a pale glow filtered through smoke. London opens its eyes into ash. A city that no longer recognizes itself. With daylight, the city looks unfamiliar. Streets once known by memory feel altered. Corners are missing. Buildings stand incomplete, their shapes broken and uncertain. People pause often, turning slowly, trying to orient themselves. A church tower still stands, but the street leading to it no longer exists. A shop once used as a marker is gone. London searches for itself in pieces. The city learns to navigate by instinct rather than familiarity. Smoke replaces the sky. Smoke hangs low over everything. It dulls sound. It softens edges. It hides distance. The sky exists, but it feels unreachable. London breathes carefully now. Every breath tastes of burned wood, of charred roofs, of yesterday's homes. People wrap cloth around mouths. They speak less. Silence conserves air. The fire has not left. Flames still rise in many places. Not in great walls everywhere, but in pockets. A roof smolders, a beam collapses, an ember glows and spreads. London understands now that fire does not end neatly. It withdraws slowly, reluctantly. People without roofs. Thousands stand without shelter. They gather in open spaces, along the Thames, in fields, on higher ground. Families sit close together, sharing warmth where they can. Possessions are arranged carefully on the ground. A chest becomes a table. A bundle becomes a pillow. London becomes a city spread outward rather than upward. The meaning of home shifts. Home is no longer a structure. It becomes proximity, being near familiar faces, keeping children close, sharing space. London learns that walls are less important than presence. People sleep lightly, waking often, listening. Objects lose their importance. What people carried through the night begins to feel heavy. A mirror, a chair, Extra clothing, items are set down and then left behind. London sheds weight quickly. Fire has taught the city what matters. Life moves faster when hands are empty. Authority struggles to keep pace. Officials gather where they can. They attempt order. Instructions are given. Routes suggested, plans drawn. But the fire changes too quickly. London responds better to instinct than command. People follow smoke, heat, wind. The city moves as one body without coordination. The river becomes a living city. The Thames fills with people and boats. Some seek safety on the water. Others use boats to move what little remains. The river becomes crowded but calm. Water holds what land cannot. London leans into the river again, trusting its constancy. Ash covers everything. Ash settles everywhere. On hair, on clothing, on skin. It coats streets like gray snow. Footprints appear briefly, then vanish. London becomes a city without lasting marks. Everything feels temporary. Hunger arrives quietly. Food becomes uncertain. Markets are gone. Supplies disrupted. People eat what they have, then share, then wait. Hunger does not scream. It sits. London remembers other times of scarcity. This feels sharper. Time loses its shape. Smoke hides the sun. Morning and afternoon blur together. People stop asking what time it is. They ask only what comes next. London exists in a long present. The fire chooses again. Wind shifts, fire responds. Areas once thought safe grow hot. Movement begins again. People gather belongings quickly. Children are lifted, paths are chosen. London stays ready. Sound softens. At first there was noise, shouting, crying, calling. Now exhaustion takes over. Voices lower, movement slows. Grief becomes quiet. London absorbs loss without spectacle. Faith without buildings. Prayers are spoken under open sky. Hands fold without walls. Faith becomes immediate. London does not argue belief. It accepts comfort wherever it finds it. Children grow watchful. Children speak less now. They watch faces closely. They stay near adults. London feels the weight of their silence. The future listens carefully. The smell of the city changes forever. London smells different now. Burned wood, charcoal, wet ash. Even the river carries smoke. The scent settles into memory. It will not fade quickly. Shelter becomes temporary. Makeshift shelters appear, cloth tied between poles, carts turned sideways, blankets stretched low. London adapts. Comfort is secondary. Protection matters. The fire still breathes. Even where flames have passed, embers glow. Smoke rises from ruins. London does not trust silence yet. It watches. Evening without darkness. When night approaches again, darkness does not fully return. The glow remains. Fire rewrites night itself. London enters another sleepless stretch. Hold this image gently now. A city beneath ash. Families gathered by water. Smoke hiding the sky. Fire still breathing through ruins. London has lost roofs, streets, and certainty. But it has not lost itself. Breathe slowly now. Let the smoke thin. Let the city rest, just a little. When the fire finally tired, rest a little deeper now, my friend. Let the weight of the night settle comfortably around you. The fire has not yet ended, but it has begun to slow. Tonight, London moves into a quieter phase of burning, where exhaustion replaces panic, and the city learns how to wait. The days have blended together. Night and morning no longer feel separate. Only light and smoke mark the passage of time. London remains standing, but it is tired in a way it has never been before. Fire without urgency. The flames still appear across the city, but differently now. They no longer leap with speed. They no longer surprise. They burn steadily, relentlessly. Roofs smolder. Walls glow softly. Embers pulse beneath collapsed beams. London watches fire behave like something weary, yet unwilling to stop. The danger remains, but the chaos has softened. People learn where not to go. Londoners now recognize patterns. They know which streets grow hot first, which winds carry smoke, which areas collapse. Without warning, movement becomes careful. People walk slower. They pause often. They read the city like a living map. London learns caution not from instruction, but from observation. The city spreads out. Crowds thin as people move farther from the burning center. Open ground fills with makeshift settlements. Fields beyond the city line host families who have walked until they could go no farther. London stretches itself outward. It no longer fits inside its old boundaries. Shelter as an idea, not a place. Shelter becomes temporary by nature. Cloth roofs sag. Wooden frames shift. Blankets offer little protection. People sleep in short intervals. They wake often, they adjust constantly. London does not complain. Comfort has become a distant memory. Survival fills the space instead. The sound of the city changes again. Earlier, London was loud with fire. Now it grows quieter. Voices drop. Movement slows. The city speaks less and listens more. The sound of crackling remains, but it is no longer everywhere. In some places, there is only wind. smoke thins unevenly. Smoke still covers much of the city, but not evenly. Some areas clear briefly. Others remain thick and heavy. London learns that breathing can feel easy one moment and impossible the next. People cover mouths. They ration effort. Energy is saved where possible. Food arrives in fragments. Supplies begin to reach some areas, not markets, not shops. Fragments. A cart arrives with bread. Water is carried from distant wells. Simple food passes hand to hand. London eats slowly. No one rushes, no one wastes. The role of quiet organization. Amid exhaustion, structure begins to appear, not loudly, not forcefully. People organize themselves naturally. Someone counts children. Someone watches embers. Someone distributes food. Leadership emerges quietly. London does not announce order. It grows it. Faith without ceremony. Prayer continues, but without gathering. People pray while sitting on the ground, while holding children, while watching smoke drift. Faith becomes something held privately. London does not question belief. It accepts whatever steadies the heart. Children learn a new stillness. Children have changed. They speak less. They move carefully. They sense that the world has shifted. Parents watch them closely, noticing how quickly they adapt. London carries a quiet ache for the innocence paused here. The river remains unmoved. The Thames flows steadily. Ash settles on its surface, then disappears. Boats still move, though more slowly. The river does not react to loss. London finds comfort in this. Some things endure without memory. The city begins to count what remains. For the first time, London begins to think in numbers. How many streets are gone? How many churches remain? How many people are displaced? These thoughts are heavy, but they arrive naturally. London prepares itself for understanding. Exhaustion replaces fear. Fear has burned itself out. Now there is fatigue, a deep, full-body weariness. People sit wherever they can. They lean against one another. They close eyes without sleeping. London rests in fragments. Fire loses its voice. In many areas, fire grows quiet. No roar, no sudden collapse. Just heat, fading slowly. Smoke rises thinner. The city notices this carefully. Hope does not rush in. The long wait for an end. London waits, not for rescue, not for answers, for stillness. The city understands that an ending will not announce itself. It will arrive gradually. People begin to look backward. As flames weaken, people turn and look behind them. They see where streets once ran, where homes once stood. Memory rises slowly. Not yet. Grief. Recognition. Night returns slightly. Darkness begins to reclaim small spaces. Not fully, but enough. Stars flicker briefly through thinning smoke. London notices them with surprise. Night has not been itself for many days. A city still standing. Despite everything, London remains, scarred, altered, exhausted, but present. The city has not fallen. It has changed shape. Hold this image gently now. A city breathing after fire. Smoke thinning unevenly. People resting where they stand. Children quiet in borrowed shelter. A river flowing without memory. London waits for the fire to finish speaking. Breathe slowly now. Let the embers dim. Let the city rest in this pause. The silence after the flames. Rest a little deeper now, my friend. Let your breath move slowly, as if it has nowhere else it needs to go. Tonight, London steps into a silence so large, it feels like a new kind of weather. The fire has finally tired. There are still warm places, still embers hidden beneath ruined beams, still smoke drifting in thin strands. But the roaring has stopped. London listens, and for the first time in days, it hears something else. Nothing. A morning without movement. Morning comes quietly now. Light is pale. The sky is still gray, but it is a cleaner gray. Smoke no longer presses down with the same weight. Air moves more freely. London breathes and notices the difference immediately. It feels strange to breathe without resistance. People stand still longer than they need to, simply inhaling, as though air itself has become a luxury. The city reveals its gaps. As the haze thins, London begins to see what is missing, not in a dramatic moment, in small, slow realizations. A street that ends abruptly. A familiar corner replaced by open space. A church that once anchored a neighborhood, now gone. London's shape has been edited. The city looks incomplete, not like a ruin from ancient times, but like a sentence cut off in the middle. People walk carefully because the ground itself has changed. Ash lies in soft layers. Charcoal crunches underfoot. London learns the sound of its new surface. The quiet work of looking. This is the stage that feels most human. Not the running, not the carrying, the looking. People turn slowly in place, scanning what remains. They do not speak much. Words feel too small. Some hold keys in their hands, still as if keys might open doors that no longer exist. Some hold pieces of paper, deeds, receipts, letters, now disconnected from any physical place. London stands with them. The city does not rush them forward. Ruins that still feel warm. In many places, the ruins retain heat, not flame, heat. Walls radiate warmth like tired bodies. Bricks hold yesterday's fire. People approach carefully. They extend hands toward stone, sensing warmth without touching, feeling that thin boundary between what is safe and what is not. London becomes cautious again, not from fear now, from respect. The return of counting. After silence comes counting. How many streets are gone? How many houses? How many churches? Numbers begin to circulate, not as gossip, as grounding. London has always been a city of records, of ledgers, of names and tallies. Counting is how it begins to understand, but even counting feels unreal. The scale is too large, so people count smaller things. How many blankets remain? How many children are safe? How many neighbors they can still see? London finds reality in these small numbers. The Thames holds the reflection. Walk with me to the river again. The Thames moves steadily. Its surface carries a dull reflection of a city altered by loss. Boats still drift, but they feel quieter now, as if even the river is speaking softly. People stand at the banks and stare. The river has always been London's companion. During plague, during war, during fire, it has never stopped moving. That steady motion is a kind of comfort London does not need to explain. Some people wash ash from their hands. Some rinse cloth. Some simply watch the current, letting their eyes rest on something that continues without judgment. Tense and temporary life. In fields and open spaces, people remain in makeshift shelter. Cloth roofs, wood frames, blankets arranged carefully. Life continues. Not normally, not comfortably, but it continues. Children are given small tasks, fetching water, holding a bundle, watching a younger sibling. Adults speak in quiet voices, planning without certainty. London becomes a city of temporary arrangements, but even temporary arrangements create a kind of order. The city does not collapse into chaos. It organizes itself gently. Shared food, shared silence. Food arrives in modest supplies. Bread, simple grains. Water carried carefully, people share. Not out of idealism, out of necessity. There is a kind of politeness in survival, a quiet exchange of portions, a glance of gratitude, a nod. London has always been a city of strangers, living side by side. Now strangers feel less like strangers. Loss has a way of flattening distance. The sound of tools returns. Slowly, another sound appears. Tools. Not the tools of battle, not the tools of fire, the tools of rebuilding. A hammer tapping lightly, a shovel moving ash, wood being lifted. At first, it is only a few people clearing a doorway, testing a wall, moving rubble aside. But the sound spreads. London recognizes it instantly. Work. Work is London's language. Even when the city is heartbroken, it begins to work. Grief changes its form. In the first days, grief was shock. Now grief becomes something else. It becomes the quiet moment when someone finds a familiar object in ash, a metal spoon, a piece of pottery, a small tool once used daily. Grief becomes the moment a person realizes they have nowhere to return to. It is not loud, it settles. London becomes heavy with these small discoveries, but it does not drown in them. It carries them. The city looks toward authority. Again. In the aftermath, people look toward leaders, not with devotion, with need. Where will we live? How will we rebuild? What will be allowed? What will be forbidden? London has learned that a city cannot rebuild itself on emotion alone. It needs structure. Plans begin to form, not fully visible yet, but the idea of a new London begins to appear in conversation. Wider streets, safer materials, new rules about building. London does not argue with the future. It negotiates it. A strange kind of hope. Hope arrives carefully, not bright, not confident. It appears as a small willingness to imagine, a willingness to believe that the city will not remain broken forever. London has always rebuilt itself after fire, after plague, after war. But the mind still struggles to accept that rebuilding can follow this scale of loss. So hope comes as fragments, a person laughing softly at something small, a child running briefly in open space, a merchant speaking again of trade. These are not celebrations. They are signs of life returning. The new London begins as an idea. London stands in a moment between worlds. The old city is gone in many places. The new city does not yet exist. This space is uncomfortable. It is silence. It is waiting. But it is also possibility. In this pause, London begins to imagine itself differently. A city less cramped, less flammable, less vulnerable. A city of brick and stone. A city with clearer streets. A city that has learned its own weakness and intends to correct it. The future enters quietly. Not as promise, as intention. Night returns to normal darkness. As evening falls, darkness finally behaves like darkness again. No orange glow across the sky. No constant light from flame. Candles appear again, but now they feel gentler, not dangerous. People settle into their temporary beds. They sleep more deeply than they have in many days. Exhaustion becomes mercy. London rests. The city does not heal in one night, but it rests, and rest is where rebuilding begins. Hold this image gently now. A city quiet after fire. ash settling like soft dust, the river flowing steadily beside ruins, tools returning to hands, children moving again in open spaces, hope arriving carefully like light through smoke. London has entered the silence after the flames, and within that silence, the first outline of a new city begins to form. Breathe slowly now. Let the quiet deepen. Let the city fade into sleep. Closing. Rest after the fire. Rest now, my friend. Let the weight of this long journey ease from your shoulders. The fire has spoken. The smoke has lifted, and London, tired but breathing, lies quietly beneath the night. Tonight, you have walked with the city through illness and flame, through narrow streets sealed by fear, through summer heat heavy with silence, through nights made bright by burning roofs, and finally, into the stillness that follows when even disaster grows weary. London does not look the same anymore. It is scarred, it is altered, but it remains. Cities, like people, are not defined only by what happens to them, but by how they continue afterward. Now the bells are quiet, not because there is nothing to mark, but because there is time again. The river flows without urgency. The air moves freely. Hands rest after days of carrying. Eyes close more easily. Somewhere nearby, a small fire burns safely in a hearth. Not a threat. Just warmth. Just light. London is learning how to trust flame again. The city will rebuild, not quickly, not easily, but thoughtfully. Streets will widen, walls will change. Stone will replace timber, memory will shape design. The London that rises next will remember what it survived, and that memory will quietly protect it for centuries to come. But tonight is not about rebuilding. Tonight is about rest. You have carried enough history for one night. Let the ash settle. Let the embers dim. Let the city lie gently in your mind, no longer burning, no longer afraid. Breathe slowly now, in and out. London sleeps, and so may you. When the next night comes, we will return to a city of plans and possibilities, of architects and wide streets, of a new London rising carefully from its own silence. But that is for another evening. For now, rest, my friend. The fire is over, the city endures.